Guys, welcome to Tariq's class. So today we're going to learn data analysis part 1. So in March, a bookstore sold 350 books. In April, in the store sold 406 books. So March 350, April 406. By what percent did the number of books sold increase? So this is called percent increase. So there's a formula you can always use. Percent change is equal to new minus old over old absolute value times 100. So what is the new price in April? The new number of books sold in April, 406, minus the old number is 350 over old 406, absolute value because percent is not going to be negative, times it by 100. So you can use calculator for that. It will be 16%. So answer is B. 2. A bicycle has a regular price. Okay. For a holiday sale, the store offers 10% off. So it's a discount. So that's a 10% off. Miguel also uses a 20% discount code. So, all right. So for holiday, the discount, the off is 10% off. But Miguel also uses a 20% discount code on the reduced price. What percent of the regular price did Miguel pay? So they didn't give us any numbers. So we can think of, okay, you know what? It was $100, the regular price. And 10% off means you minus 10%, that's 90%. So then it will be $90. Now Miguel also uses 20% of 90. So you can find 20% of 90 and minus it, or find 80% of 90. So which means you can just times it by 0.8. So you can use calculator for that. That's 72. Now they said what percent of the regular price did Miguel pay? So it was $100. Miguel paid $72. So that's what percent? 72% of the 100. A bakery worker packages 960 Christmas cookies in 2 hours. So 960 cookies in 2 hours. Each box holds 12 Christmas cookies. At this rate, how many full boxes can the worker pack? This is just word problems. So 900 cookies in 2 hours. Okay. Now each box holds 12 cookies. At this rate, how many full boxes can the worker pack in 5.5 hours? So 960 in 1 hour, 2 hours. So you can divide it by 2 to see how many per hour. So that's 480 per hour, right? Now they said how many full boxes can the worker pack in 5.5 hours? So I can multiply 480 by 5.5. That will show you how many cookies he can package. Now 12, each box holds 12 cookies. So how many boxes we can fill it out? So divide it by 12. Now you can divide 480 by 12 first. So that would be 40 times 5.5. It's 220. So C is the answer. Question number 4. The table below lists the annual fundings in millions of dollars for each of the 5 educational departments. Now, Department A is 500 for 2020 and so on. Let's take a look at the question. Of the following, which department's ratio of its 2023 to 2022 budget is closest to Department E here, 2021 to 2020. So Department E, 2021 to 2020, let's try that. Department E 2021 is 330 and 2020 is 300. So it's 330 to 300, that's the ratio. So ratio means you divide 330 divided by 300, and let's see how much you get. We get 1.1. Now they said which department's ratio of its 2023 and 2022. So 2023 and 2022, we're going to just look at these two. And I want to see which one of the ratio gives you 1.1. So 580 divided by 560, that's the first ratio, 580 to 560. Then we have 940 to 900. Then we have 145 to 135 and so on. So you divide them. So 580 divided by 560 and see which one gives you 1.1. So if you look at option D is the answer. So D is saying 229 divided by 210. Try that. That's 1.09, which is closest to 1.1. This is the closest. So yeah, D is the answer. Question number 5. How many liters of a 10% sugar solution must be added to 6 liters of a 25% sugar? So how many liters of 10% sugar? So let's say X liters, and you want 10% of that X liters to be sugar. So times it by 0.10 will be added. So plus 6 liters of 25% sugar. In this 6 liter, 25% of it is sugar. Solution to produce a 15% total. So total I added 6 and X liter. So X plus 6. But you want it to be 15% sugar when you add it. So times it by 0.15. Okay, that's how you make the equation. Now this is 0.1x plus 6 times 0.25 is 1.5 equal to 0.15x plus 1.5. So you can minus the, I'm sorry, not 1.5. 6 times 0.15 would be, now here 0.15 times 6 is 0.9. Right? And then now you can just solve it, minus 0.1x both sides. So and minus 0.9 both sides. So that's 0.6 equal to 0.05x, and then divide by 0.05. So x is equal to 12. So answer is A. Harper mixes T liters, number 6. Harper mixes T liters of a 50% fertilizer. So as you can see, they already did it. So 50 per 0.5 T. And with P liters of 20% fertilizer, so 20% means 0.2 P, is equal to 45% of the total. You see, this one is similar to the one we just did, 45%, that's what he wants. Now, if Harper uses 5 liters of 50% solution, what was the 50% solution again? The T, right? So I'm going to plug in T for 5 plus 0.2 P equal to 0.45, and then 5 plus P. How many 20% solutions? So 20% solution is the P. So we need to solve for P here. So now if you solve it, 5 times 5, 25 is 2.5 plus 0.2 P equal to 2.25 plus 0.4 P, 0.45 P. Now if you minus like 0.2 P and all this, so P will be is equal to 1 if you solve it. So answer is 1. If 3N workers can build, number 7, if 3N workers can build a fence in D days, so how long will it take N workers to build the same fence? Assume all workers work at the same time. Here you just have to focus on this, that 3N is more than N, right? Number of workers. So when there were more workers, it took D days. So now there are like 3 times less worker. So the time it will take is more, 3 times more than what it took. So 3D. So when you have less worker, it's more days. It's an inverse proportion. Number 8, a map uses a scale where 3 mm, the millimeter, is 12 kilometer km, right? Now, if the actual distance between the two towns is 60 kilometers, so how long in centimeters is the line on the map? So this is a scale. So 3 millimeter is equal to 12 kilometer, right? And 60 kilometers will be, which is just 5 times. So that's 15 centimeter, 15 millimeter. Now they want it in terms of centimeter. So 1 centimeter is 10 mm. Remember this. So this one you just you have 15 millimeter, right? So you divide by 10, so it's 1.5 centimeter. Number 9, this is a survey question. Daniel is studying the opinions of employees about a proposed change to the work schedule at Tech Corporation. He wants to assess which of the following methods would likely produce the most biased. Biased means not neutral, like picking a side. Not really acceptable, right? Which one is not good? That's what we're trying to talk about. So main purpose is to propose change to the work schedule. Now, every fifth employee entering the building at the beginning of the work could be okay. Now, employee leaving the cafeteria, okay. Now, employees exiting the parking garage after the work. Okay, this could be a little biased because when they finish the work, most likely they had a long day of work. Now, surveying them wouldn't be a good idea for keeping a neutral result. So C could be the answer. Now, Daniel surveys 8 break room. Here, probably they're also relaxed. So in this case, C can result wrong. Number 10, art project. Score, frequency. So 3 in the Maple Grove High School, 40 students submitted their final art project. Okay. So 3 of them got 60 and 4 students got 65 each. That's what the frequency means, how many. Now their scores are shown in the table above. Based on the table, what is the score in the 70th percentile? So that's what we're going to learn now. So first of all, let's find 70 percentile, like 70% of 40. So sorry, 70% means 70 over 100 times 40, and that's 28. So 28, they scored 28 people. The 28th number of score will be the 70th percentile. Now let's do cumulative frequency. So the first 3 people in 60. So 3 plus 4, that's 7 people in 65s. And if I do 6 more, so 7 plus 6 is 13 people here. Still I didn't get to the 28th. So 13 plus 7 is 20. And then if you add the 5, so 25. And if you add 6, so 25 plus 6 is 31. So here is 31 and 25. So between 25 and 31 falls this 85. So the 28th will fall in 85 because up to here is 25 students. So 28th score falls here on the 85 score. One of them is the 28th score. So answer is 85. Number 11. The mean numbers of 8m, the mean of numbers 8m plus 9 is A. So if you add and divide by 2, you get A. The mean of numbers A and B, if you divide by 2, you get 12. Now in terms of m, what is the value of B? I'm just going to plug it in. So A is equal to this, 8m. First of all, I can cross multiply here. So A plus B equal to 24. Now they said A is this. I'm just going to plug it in. So instead of A, I'm going to write 8m plus 9 over 2 plus B equal to 24. Now I need to just solve for B. At first I can probably multiply minus this on both sides. Well, they took the path of decimals and all. So I can divide both by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4m plus 9 divided by 2 is 4.5 plus B equal to 24. Now I can just do minus 4.5 both sides and then minus 4m as well. So what do I get? B here on this side equal to 24 minus 4.5. It will be 19.5 minus 4m. So that's D. Question number 12. It's a box plot. So above summarizes the weekly running distance of 80 participants. How many runners logged at least 18 miles? At least 18 or above. So from here to above. So let me explain you how it works. So in a box plot, the first quartile here, this is the first 25% of the runners, participants result. And then this here, the second, the median, this is the second quartile. So this is the 50%. And here, this is the third quartile. This is the 75% of the participants. And the last is the total 100%, right? So 18 to 25, it was 25%. Means every interval is just 25%, you know. So 25% of the runners. So let me just clear it up again. So from 18 to 25 miles, this is 25% of the participants did this. So just find 25% of 80, which is 20. Number 1, guys, part 2 for the data analysis. Now, Elisa has taken 6 math quizzes this semester. The average of all quizzes is 84. So if it's 6 quizzes and average is 84, you can always multiply them to find the total sum. So 6 times 84 is 504. Now the average of her last 2 quiz score is 90. So 2 quizzes, average is 90. That's total 180. Now what is the average of the first 4 quizzes? So the total for the all 6 quizzes was 504. Total for 2 quizzes is 180. So if I minus, so it's 324, and that's going to be the score for the other 4 quizzes. So I can divide it by 4 to see what is the average of each of those quiz. Answer is 81, C. Question number 2. The bar chart shows the distribution of shoe sizes for 20 boys, 20 girls in the middle school gym. Now, which of the following correctly compares their median? So boys, it's the blank one, and the girls the shaded. Okay, let's find the median of the boys. If there are 20 boys, so median will be the 10th plus the 11th score, the height, divided by 2. So the 10th, so the first, there are no boys with 5.0. The first one boy is 5.5. And 2 more boys, 6.0. That's already the 3 boys. I'm looking for the 10th one. And 3 boys with 6.5. So that's 3 plus 3, 6 boys. And 4 more boys is 7.0. So that's 10th. Okay, yeah, I found the 10th boys will be 7. So 11th one will be 7.5. So 7 plus 7.5 divided by 2. And that is 7.25. Now let's find the median of the girls. So we're going to do the same thing. Try to find the 10th and 11th score, the height. Now the first 3 girls is they have 5.5. 4 more girls 5.5. 5 and 5.5. So 4 plus 3 7. And 5 more girls having 6. Okay, so first 3 girls 5.0. 4 girls 5.5. That's already 7 girls, right? Now plus there are 5 more girls. So 7 plus 5 is actually 10 and 11. So it's 6.0. So 6, the 10th one is 6 and 11th one is 6 as well. So that's 12 divided by 2. So 6. And if you minus them, the difference is 1.25. So the boys' median is 1.25 greater. A is the answer. Number 3. It shows, now the graph below shows the daily rainfall in millimeters over a 7-day period in the city A. Which statement best describes the rainfall data in the graph above? So the rainfall data, if you look at it, the first I have a 5, and then this is 12, then 15, 20, then 16, 12 again, and that's a 4. Now let's put them in ascending order, like least to greatest. 4, 5, 12, 12, 16, 15, 16, 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're going to use this one. So now median is 1, 2, I can cross out 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So median will be 12, right? So median 12. Mode is the number that appears the most. So mode is also 12. So median is equal to mode. I can see, okay, but let's see if mean is also equal. Mean most likely, probably not, but let's see. So mean, you gotta add them all and divide by 7. If you add them all, you get 84. Divide by 7, you get 12 as well. Okay, so mean is equal to median is equal to mode. Question number 4. A fitness researcher surveyed 1,200 people in Texas, 1,800 people in Florida to find out how many have a gym membership. Okay, so this is only Texas is given. So 480 have gym membership out of 1,200 in Texas. Okay. Now, the researchers found that a person in Florida was 5/8 as likely to have gym membership as the Texas. Okay, so what is the fraction for Texas? So 480 over 1,200. 480, right? Texas out of 1,200. That's how much? 0.4. Okay. The probability of Florida gym membership would be 5/8 of the fraction of Texas. So 5/8 of 0.4 is, if you do it, it's 0.25. So it's 1/4. So 1/4 of the people are more likely to take membership in Florida. So let's find 1/4 of 1,800 times 1/4 is 450. So the answer is 450. Number 5. At Lakeview High School, the English teacher recorded the essay scores of 45 students. Now the range of scores is between 60 to 100. And the table above shows the scores frequency distribution. Now based on the table, what is the interquartile range of the English essay scores for all 45 students? So we're going to find how to find the interquartile range. So first of all, let's do the box plot. So box plot, what happens like here. So minimum is 60, maximum is 100. And we want to find the median will be quartile 2. The median, there are 45 students, so median will be the 23rd one. So 2 plus 5, 7, 7 plus 6, 13 plus 9, which is 22, right? So the 23rd one will be the 10th one. So median is 80. Median is 80. Now, that's the first quartile. So that's the second quartile. So quartile 2. So the first quartile will be the median of first 22 numbers. That's the total 45 numbers. So the first half of the numbers. Like for example, if you see the 45 numbers are there, right? So the 23rd number was the median of the whole thing, the Q quartile 2. So the first 1 to 22 number, the median of that will be the quartile 1, and the 24 to the last 45 numbers, the median of that will be quartile 3. Now quartile 1, so median of the first 22 number will be the average of 10th and 11th one, right? Because it's an even numbers of data. So the median will be the sum, the average of the 10th and 11th number. So 2 plus 5, 7, 7 plus 6, so the 10th and 11th number both falling into 70. So 70 plus 70 divided by 2. So that's 70. So the quartile 1 is 70. And quartile 3 will be the median of 24th and 24 to 45 numbers. So the middle will be around, so half the middle ground would be the 34th and 35th number. So 34th and 35th number, I know. So let's find that. So 2 plus 5, 7, plus 6, 13, plus 9, 22, plus 10, 32. 32 plus, okay, so it'll be 85 plus 85. So divided by 2. So 85 is the quartile 3. So if you want to find the interquartile range, you do quartile 3 minus quartile 1. Okay, that's the rules. So interquartile, if you want to find quartile 3 minus Q1. Now, 85 minus 70 is 15. So that's the answer. Pretty simple. If you want to find the median of the whole thing, that's the quartile 2, which is the median of the 45 numbers, the 23rd one. And the first half of the data, the median of that is quartile 1. And the last half of the data, the median of that is quartile 3. Question number 6. Based on the table from the question 5, what of the following score is closest to the mean essay score. So which of the following score should be which? The following scores is closest to the mean essay score. If you want to find the mean of the table we just did before, so mean is the sum of all the numbers and divide by 45. So you have 62 of them, 65, 5 of them. So you have to do, I'm going to do it on this side. So if you want to find the mean, you do 60 times 2 plus 65 times 5 plus 70 times 6 plus, it's a lot of work, 75 times 9 plus 80 times 10 plus 85 times 6 plus 90 times 4 plus 95 times 2 plus 100 times 1. Now all this you, after adding, and then you divide them by 45, and the answer will be the mean. If you use calculator, 77.77, that's what you're gonna get. So answer the, let's see which one is given here. So closest is 78, so D is the answer. Okay, so we're gonna do number 7. The chart above shows the average number of visitors per day and the number of new books added each month at Oakdale Public Library. Now, which month contains the minimum differences between the average number of daily visitors? So we are looking for differences between average number of daily visitors and the number of new books added. Okay, so average number of visitors is the one with the bar graph, and the one with the dot, that's the number of new books. Okay, all you have to do is try out the options. So let's look at March first. So the average number of daily visitors in March is 120, and we want to find the difference, and the same, that would be 127. Yeah, 127. So we minus it, see the difference, 127 minus 127. So try out April. April will be 118, and the new book, that's 130. Yeah, so 130 minus 118, the answer will be 12 for this. And September, the average number of books, if you look at it, that's gonna be around 130 as well, I think. Yeah, 130, and the new book 134. So 134 minus 130, you get 4. And the October, you get 138 minus 130, you get 8. Now they say which month contains the minimum. So the minimum is this one, the third one, the September. So C is the answer. Question number 8. Magdalena is researching the eating habits of the teenager in the state. Now, which of the following study designed the most appropriate, gathering reliable and unbiased results? Now, surveying 400 teenagers is fast food. So if you just go to fast food restaurants, eating habit of those teenagers could be biased because they are all in the restaurants. They probably like food. So not A. Serving 400 randomly selected public students from public school across the state. So, okay, so randomly selected 400 could be. And here, teenagers who attend the summer weight loss. No, the weight loss people will also be biased because they will not, they're not probably focusing on their regular eating habit. They're doing diet. So surveying 400 students from one private school, this is very specific, so I'll say B would be a good answer. Question number 9. It says Lingua Nova Language School offers 2 formats for English test preparation, online and in person. Now the table above shows how many students are enrolled in each format and how many scored 100 or higher on the English test. What percentage of the student in the in-person, so we're looking for in-person program, have 100 or higher scores on the English test compared to online program? So the online, the percentage, 60 people scored 100 or higher out of 150. So let's find what percent is that. So 60 out of 150, that's online. And in-person would be 80 out of 100. So that's 80%. And that's a 40%. Now they said here what percent of the students in the in-person program have this test compared. So we're comparing them, so its difference is 40%. B is the answer. Number 10. Based on the information from the question number 9 of the students enrolled in online program, the ratio of boys to girls 2 to 3. Which of the following represents the number of girls enrolled in the online program? So let's look at it again. So students enrolled in online program, the ratio of boys to girl is 2 to 3. Okay, now which of the following program represents the number of girls enrolled in the online program? So we are dealing with only online program here. So if you look back, so the online program for was 90 and 60, so total 150 is the online program. So the ratio they said is boys to girls is 2 to 3. So I can say 2x plus 3x, this is a 5x, is equal to, how much was it? 150, right? The total. So 5x equal to 150. So divide by 5. So x is equal to 30. Now they said the girls. So the girls was 3x. So 3 times 30, that's 90. D is the answer. Number 11. A manager at popular coffee shop called Bean Bliss surveyed 250 randomly selected customers. She asked each customer, "Are you satisfied with our drink quality and the customer service?" Of those surveyed, 44% responded that they're not satisfied. They said no. Based on the survey, which of the following statement must be true? If 250 customers were randomly selected from Bean Bliss, exactly 44% of them would report dissatisfaction. Okay. Number 2, it is possible that more than a half of all Bean Bliss customers are satisfied. Possible, more than 50%. If 250 customers are randomly selected from a different cafe, about 56% of them would report satisfaction. That sounds good as well. But one thing you have to understand that the sample results may vary. So number 1, exactly the word, this is very extreme. So exactly 44%, it's not possible. Then number 2 says it is possible that more than half of them, yeah, it is possible, number 2. Number 3, if 250 were randomly selected, 56% would report satisfaction. So this is also very specific because they were selecting 250 people randomly. It can vary, definitely. So number 2, one thing we know, it will be more than 50% customers that are satisfied. So number 2 is for sure. Number 12. The line graphs above show the total mobile data in GB used by Alice and Bob during the first 6 months after getting new phone plans. Okay. Both started with some initial usage in the first month, and their total data usage increased steadily each month. At the end of second month, how much more data did Bob use per month than Alice? So Bob used more per month than Alice. So this one, know at the end of the second month, how much more data did Bob use than Alice? Now let's take a look. Mobile data in GB, and this is the month. This is the second month. So at the end of the second month, Alice used 14, so that's 14, and the Bob used around 15. So if you minus them, that's 1 GB. There's the difference. This is an easy one. Number 13. The following table shows the daily water usage in liters for 2 households, family A and family B, over 5 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Which of the following statement is true comparing the daily water usage of the family A and family B? The means and the standard deviation are equal. In this kind of case, you can find the mean first. So family B, the mean would be easy to find. So 140 times 5, because all of them are same, and divide by 5. So it's just 140. That's the mean of the family B. Now family A, if you add them all, so 120 plus 130 plus 140 plus 150 plus 160, and divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get, if you use the calculator, 140 as well. So they have the same mean, but the standard deviation is different than mean. So standard deviation is how close the numbers are to the mean. You see these numbers, 120 is a bit far from the mean, 140. 130 is also far. This is exact. This is a little bit more. But in family B, the standard deviation, all of them are close to mean. So it's like something like, when you draw the line of best fit, right? So some points, how close the points are from the line. Some of them are far away from the line, right? So here, the mean and standard, they're both equal? No. The mean A is less. No, mean is equal. They're equal. Mean are equal, but the family A has greater standard deviation, because family A standard deviation means it'll be more far from the mean, because family A, the numbers you see are not as close as 140, but the family B, all the numbers are mean. So this will be aligned very nicely in family B. So C will have more standard deviation, is more farther away from mean of the family A. So C is the answer.